What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. here with the Black Boss channel and Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Come on into the room. Come on into the room because we have a special guest in the house today, Mr. Dee Anderson, former Alabama A&M wide receiver, now turned NFL draft prospect. D, how's it going, man?
Everything's going good, man. Blessed in my hometown, working out,
That's
in the
awesome.
process.
That is awesome. D, like I said, was a receiver at Alabama A&M. Now he is preparing in his pre-draft process, preparing for the NFL, preparing to play football at the next level. But D, before we get into all that stuff, man, let's let the folks know a little bit about Dee Anderson. What, growing up, you're from Dallas, Texas. Tell me about what it was like growing up in Dallas and what was it like playing football down there in Dallas.
I mean, Texas is the best high school football, as everybody knows. So, growing up with everybody I still hang out with everybody I grew up with. So, growing up, having those types of friends, everybody keeping me motivated, it's fun. Growing up, playing football at home city.
Now, when did you first get into football? Was football your first sport? Did you play basketball? You're pretty tall, dude. So did you play basketball or something first? Like, what happened?
I played basketball. I played baseball. That's my main sport. I'm really the best at baseball, but yeah, I played baseball. I was an athlete. I played pretty much everything.
Now, what makes you say baseball is your best sport?
Cause I can play baseball. I love baseball.
Do you have a favorite team? Who's your favorite team?
Rangers, of course. Everything home city, hometown.
Okay, so who are all your favorite teams across all the sports? Are they all Texas teams?
Yes, sir. Dallas Mavericks.
Okay.
Come on now. Cowboys, of course. You go to hockey, you can say the Stars. Come on. Everybody Dallas. Everybody hometown.
Okay. Hey, that's not a bad thing. That's pretty cool.
Yes,
that's pretty cool. Now, being a Cowboys fan, you had to go through some rough times for a long time, man. What's that like? A lot of people, I live in Kentucky, by the way, and a lot of folks love the Cowboys up here. They're the most popular team in the NFL team. You're right about that. But what's it like growing up for a team that don't do a lot of winning, man? What's up with that?
Can you say it again? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I said, what's up? We're rooting for a team, man, that don't do a whole lot of winning every year. What's up with that? What's up with Dallas, man?
Hey, can't speak on it, but great organization.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you, D. Now, D, when was it that you realized, like, yo, I'm a pretty good athlete? At what age were you? Did you realize you was pretty good at all these different sports and it started to take off for you?
I started at 4, so I say about 4 years old when I started. I say as soon as I started, honestly.
Okay,
that's my honest answer right there.
And you knew you were pretty good at age 4.
Sir.
That's pretty cool, man. Everybody can't say that. Everybody I've done a lot of these interviews, and most folks don't say 4 years old. They knew they were a premier athlete. Let's talk about high school. When you got to high school, man, you were a pretty good athlete in high school. What was that like playing? What high school did you go to? And what was it like being a premier athlete at your high school down in Texas?
I spent 3 years at West Mesquite. That was where I lived at and played football at for 3.5 years. It was fun being a star athlete. Everybody just, support you. But my whole team was good. I had great players on my team. So it was about 8 to 9 of us that were stars. So it was just fun. School full of superstars.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you were in high school, there's a lot of prospects that come out of Texas. Who were some of the best players that you played against that were tough, whether it was on the basketball court, on the football field? Who were some of those premier guys that you had to go up against? And it's like, man, that was pretty tough.
I could say my brother, Josh Butler. That dude right there, a dog. He had the COVID year, so he didn't make it to NFL, but that dude right there is a hard worker. And Bailey Phillips. That's my dog too. That's my homeboy.
I got you. Yes, I got you. Once again, we're talking to Dee Anderson, NFL prospect out of Alabama A&M. Now, Dee, when you were coming out of high school, you initially you chose your college. You end up going to LSU. Was it LSU first?
Yes, sir.
You went to LSU. Yes, in 2016. What was that like being able to go to a school, an SEC school out of high school and playing at LSU and being able to choose to go to that program?
Just to be able to choose the program, it was that's a blessing. Everybody don't get first of all, everybody don't get offers. So me getting that big time offer was just a blessing. It was great. Love LSU and love the experience. Taught me a lot of things, and a lot of lessons and a lot of blessings.
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
sir.
Now, D, you were able to move on and go to Alabama A&M. Talk to me about playing in the SWAC. Talk to me about playing for Coach Maynard and playing at Alabama A&M. What was that like for you?
Man, playing in the SWAC is fun. From the band to the fans to the support system, man, that is a experience, and everybody should either have that experience or go to the big level experience. It don't matter. That's a great experience. Coach Maynard is a great coach. Love playing under him. He taught me a lot of things. He tell me to move the tight end. That's my dog. That's his little joke he always tell me. So, and yeah, I just love HBCU. That was a great time. That was a great experience.
Now,
and I had a lot of success.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, talk to me. When you entered the transfer portal out of LSU, what was it about Alabama A&M that allowed you to choose to go play for them, and what was it about their program that drew your attention?
Throughout the process, I talked to Coach Taylor and Coach Lawrence. Coach Lawrence was the first person to hit me up, and they talked on the phone. Told me the facts about the offense, the different players that had this type of success. So, and then I talked to Aqeel Glass. He sold me. Come on now, that's the best quarterback in the SWAC. I'm standing on that. That's the best quarterback in the SWAC, and one of the top quarterbacks in the draft this year.
Absolutely.
Yes,
let's talk about Aqeel Glass. Aqeel Glass was your quarterback. You guys did numbers. You caught 12 touchdowns from him this past year. What was it like playing with that guy down there at Alabama A&M and you putting it out there that he was the best quarterback in the SWAC? Some might argue with you, but why do you feel that way?
He just, from on and off the field, he's a great guy off the field and on the field. You love him. He put the ball in the bread basket every time. So come on now, he give you opportunities, and that's all anybody ever needs is opportunity.
Now, for those who may or may not have seen you play, right? How would you compare your game? What do you bring to the field? And for those who haven't seen you play, how would you describe your type of football?
My type of football is playing big, being dominant, beating any one-on-one opportunity that's on the field, no matter who and where it's at. Red zone is that's my zone. From anywhere on the field, I feel. So, I mean, I just get on the field and bring my size, my speed, my confidence, my hands, my knowledge of the game. So I bring a lot to the table.
Absolutely, absolutely. Once again, we're talking to Dee Anderson, NFL prospect out of Alabama A&M. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Now, Dee, I have to ask you caught 12 touchdowns last year.
Yes, sir.
Tops in the SWAC. What was it about last year that you were able to get a groove and get it into the end zone that many times? What was it? Was it just the game plan, right place, right time? What was it about you that allows you to be that red zone threat and get into the end zone and find 6 points quite often?
I say first it start with the coaching and practice, 100%. We rep that a lot in practice. So, and the game is like practice, so it's so easy. And I feel like we just, like I said, we repped it out. So you rep it out so much in practice, you got to make it perfect in the game. It's easy in the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, D, at Alabama A&M, you guys won a spring championship. What was that like, winning the SWAC and the spring championship and playing during that time?
Hey, I wasn't there that time.
Man,
they did that. Congratulations.
That was my bad.
I came to try to win another one. Back.
Well, during your time at Alabama A&M, you guys did put up some amazing offensive numbers this past season. Aqeel Glass, you said he's the best quarterback in the draft. Why do you think someone should take not just you during the draft, but also should take your quarterback at some point during this year's draft?
He brings a lot to the table, and I just feel like he has the arm for it. My dog, look, he almost got the speed. He working on it right now. He working on it right now. He got the arm, he got the knowledge of the game, and he's smart on the field. So he'll be a great quarterback in the NFL, I feel.
Now, D, I have to ask you about this year was the first year of the HBCU Legacy Bowl. Just
Right.
what was that like? I know you got the chance to go down there and play. What was that like, being able to be a part of that experience, and how was it going down there competing against some of the best HBCU players in the country?
Being a part of the first inaugural HBCU Legacy Bowl was a great experience. Met a lot of wonderful people, and not only did we meet people dealing with football, we met the mayor of New Orleans, and we also had a career fair up there. So that's a great experience, and I felt like I dominated. Man, went back home basically. LSU, you know, that's 45 to an hour away. So being back home, I was so comfortable and I enjoyed it. They took us around the city, and it was a great experience, 100%.
Now, what was the biggest takeaway? What were some of the things that some of the different coaches were telling you that, you know, maybe you need to work on your game and therefore prepare you best for the next level?
Not so much of talking about what I need to change in my game or anything like that, but they did say, I ain't gonna say they, but a few scouts did put in my ear of the tight end movement, which I am perfectly fine with that. That's a mismatch to any linebacker or safety in the league.
Now, you being 6'6" is tight, like you said, that's something you would embrace if a team says, "Hey, D, you know, we love you on tape, we love what you see, but we think it's best if we move you inside to tight end as opposed to being outside there." That's something you're willing to make happen to make a career at the next level.
100%, without a question.
Now, what makes you so eager to be able to make that move to tight end as being a receiver? It seems like your whole life.
Just because I'm not just a regular 6'5", 6'6" person. Like, I move, I can run, I got wiggle on the field. I'm different. I can beat anybody one-on-one. And I bring, if I can do it to corners, I feel like it's more easy to do it against a safety or linebacker.
And tight ends in the league ain't doing too bad, man. There's some ballers at tight end with us. From Kelsey to Darren Waller made the move from receiver. Like Kittle. Guys that Kittle, that they kind of seem. It kind of seems like more your body type of those kind of guys that are making the big moves and making big plays at the NFL level at the tight end position. What you say?
Right.
Now, D, what has this pre-draft process been like for you? What is like? Take me through a day of Dee Anderson when it comes to like workouts, talking to people. What is that like? I know your agent Paul. Shout out to Paul, man. He kind of set this up.
Shout out to Paul.
But what has it been like for you as far as getting ready for the next level? Take me through a day of Dee Anderson as far as workout.
Okay, I can take you through Monday. Monday, you wake up at 6 a.m., eat breakfast at 7 a.m., go to workout. I work out 45 minutes from where I live at. So I leave here, go to workout about 8:45, stretch, do the workout, do the running, do the lift. We had a break. So during that break, I go eat some tacos, 2 tacos, and get a shake or get to drink a lot of water. After that, we go back to the football field. We practice on 40s, do stuff like that. Do explosion, do one leg bounds, a lot of explosive work. Come back, you got Pilates, you got yoga, you're stretching, and after that you're free, go home, and then watch film on the 40s and stuff like that.
So during this process, just what have you feel like? I know it's not actual game film, you can't change that, but as far as like your workouts and your explosion, have you feel like you've been able to improve that, or what are you able to show these NFL scouts, these different NFL teams that you're able to bring to the table as far as like the workout sessions? How are you think you've been able to improve yourself that way?
I mean, I had my pro day early, so I say just by my numbers and what I put out, that shows that my workouts are legit, and I have been working.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Once again, we're talking to Dee Anderson, Alabama A&M NFL draft prospect. Now, D, for an NFL team, if they're like, say you're in an interview room, man, and they ask you, like, what could you bring to this team? What can you bring to a football program at the next level?
I could bring my off the field. I could bring my personality, my joy to the building. I could bring positive energy, like positive energy, 100%. I could bring dedication. I could bring I'm be determined when I work. So I could bring a lot off the field more than on the field.
Now, outside of football, what are some things that D likes to do? What kind of gets you to mellow out, or what are some of the fun things that you like to do besides just play football and work out, stuff like that?
Play basketball, of course.
You still be hooping?
Just sometimes for fun. Now, not too much. Not too much. Just to have fun doing it.
Yeah.
I watch Netflix and stuff like that. I don't really just play my game. I got a game system that I don't play at all.
Oh man. Is it PS? Are you a PS5 or Xbox guy?
PS5, of course. Come on.
Oh man, no, I have some Xbox guys on here, man, but like PS5 is hard to come by.
No. I'm not bashing Xbox, but man, PlayStation is where it's at. 100%.
Now, how long did it take you to get your PS5? I know some people have struggled to get their PlayStations, but was you able to get yours pretty quick?
I got my, what was it? 2 Christmases ago when it came out, when it first came out.
Oh man, so you was
up
under
early. The tree. Santa brought me something under the tree.
Okay.
Yes,
I got you. Okay, and so so D, as far as Netflix, what are you watching on Netflix? What's some of your shows that you tapped into right now?
I like documentaries. I like stuff about like real life. Hey, what I'm watching? What is it called? It's a Netflix series. It's kind of bad, but it's called. What it's called? What Happened to My Roommate or something like that. It's documentaries.
Yeah, I see.
You know
I seen a couple. Yeah, I seen a couple episodes. The first one, I've only seen one episode. It was with the lady who was taking in people into her home. She was an elderly lady, and then she was burying them in the backyard. I mean, I ain't trying to get too like
all
crazy.
Around the whole yard.
Yeah, it was like 7-8 people. It was pretty well.
You know something. Look,
I know. I seen that episode. I was like, yo, this is
that's crazy. You got to watch the other ones. They good.
Nah, yeah, I got to tap in, man. I got to tap in. So, D, man, being from Dallas, man, what would it be like for you to end up on an NFL roster? What would that mean to yourself? What would that mean to your family? What would that mean to your community, man?
Man, first of all, that means so much to my family, my mom, my grandma, and my aunt. I was raised by all women, so it'll mean so much to them women right there. And then it'll mean so much to me. Like, that's my dream. That's what I want to do. Like, that's my heart. That's my love. So, yeah, that'll mean so much.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Outside of football, man, what are some of your things that you want to get into as far as the business world, as far as like a career outside of football? Because, even if you do a good job and play 10 years in the NFL, 15, you're talking about a career that ends at 35 before 40 years old. What are some of the things that you might want to get into outside of football once that's done?
I want to start up. I want to do real estate.
Okay.
I have a lot of real estate over a lot of places, really.
What makes you want to get into real estate?
I always wanted to buy a ChickfilA.
Oh, man.
I always wanted to buy a ChickfilA.
Okay. The reason why I got to ask you about that is because that's my mom's dream. That's actually hilarious. She wants to own a Chick-fil-A. And so what makes you want to own a Chick-fil-A?
I think that'll be a smart investment. That's why. And the food is great. I never have a problem with Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A. Best place ever.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A, one thing you can say is that you'll never lack on business because they always got lines wrapped around the door. They always got lines out the window. But real estate, why real estate? What's about real estate that makes you want to get into that?
Just want to build up houses, flip them, maybe give them away. You never know, like probably do some contests or something like fundraisers and give away a house to a less fortunate family or something. So just always want to be able to give back.
That's pretty awesome. And are you good with your hands? Can you fix stuff? Are you a handyman, or is that not really you smiling?
I think I can be a great handyman once I see it done.
Okay.
But until then, I just have somebody do it, my uncle or somebody.
I got you, man. I'm not a handyman myself, man. I
My
ain't really
my mom husband, he a handyman. I can call him for sure.
Hey, absolutely, man. Like you said, I am definitely not good with my hands at all. Yeah, like you said, I gotta contract that out. I gotta send somebody
Right.
else. Yeah, your hands are used for catching the football too,
Exactly.
man.
Like,
You gotta
come on now.
yeah, I got you. Okay, so D man, I'll get you out of here, man. Just a few more questions. Just when was it that you realized that you had a chance to actually play football at the next level? Was it this past year at Alabama A&M? Was it maybe back in high school? But when was it that you realized like, yo, I could really do this football thing for a living?
I always just from the start, I always had the confidence, had the dream just to say, not just to say, but actually be able to play and be better than the opponents. I felt like that since high school
Mm-hmm.
and coming in college. I mean, you going to college to hopefully one day to play in the NFL. So I always had that dream. I mean, shoot, since I started playing football, like, and I saw it start happening about I say sophomore, junior year at LSU.
Mm.
Yes, sir.
Now, D, for someone that came from the SEC that played in the SWAC, just talk to me about the change that you've been able to see as far as black college football, HBCU football. Just what are some of the things that you've noticed, and how cool is it to see some of these SWAC schools like Alabama A&M and Grambling and so on and so forth get some more recognition in the public space and in the media?
That's big. And like just being a part of everything. I was the first of the first NFL combine for the HBCU.
Mm-hmm.
I was a part of the first HBCU Legacy Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Just being a part of all that is actually showing that they're making change. They're trying to improve. They're trying to bring more exposure to HBCUs. So and Deion Sanders, Coach Deion, my bad, Coach Deion is my bad. Coach Deion is he is making a big push and having a big influence on it, and I appreciate him for that too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I think, just someone from the outside looking in, someone in this media space, I think that you all, this first crop of like NFL prospects,
Right.
will do a ton of damage, will be able to help a ton, right? As far as do damage, as far as making things happen at the next level. And I think that'll set that, honestly, it's setting the foundation for
Right.
guys to come behind you. I just want to ask you one last thing, couple things, and then we'll get you out of here. Once again, we're talking to Dee Anderson, NFL prospect out of Alabama A&M.
Yes,
Be sure to hit
sir.
that thumbs up button. Now, D, for those who don't know about what's coming back to Alabama A&M, who are some of the guys that we should look out for the Bulldogs for the 2022 season?
Oh,
Is
you
somebody
called me out like that. That's
you just
crazy.
I just want to know some guys that like maybe we should keep an eye on.
No, I'm
As
just messing
far
with
as
you.
yeah,
You got to keep an eye on Abdul, 100%. Abdul, I forgot his last name. It's so hard to Ibrahim. Something like Ibrahim. Jink, number 2. Come on. CJ. I think he changed the number, but he was number 80.
yeah.
Man, it's a lot. I can get a whole team shout out. Because them boys are gonna be beasts this year. They not trying to spill the beans, but them boys, I feel like they're gonna win it this year.
You think they're gonna win the SWAC?
Come on now.
Hey, I'm just
Come
putting
on
it out
now.
there. I'm just putting it out there because there's a couple other teams. I interviewed some other players that they're kind of feeling the same way. They feel like they got the
I
team to
feel
beat
like
this
these
SWAC.
boys gonna win this year.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, D, man, it's been a pleasure to have you on here. D,
Yes, sir.
I'll just get you out of here on this. Any shout outs, anything you have to say for anybody that's going to be following your journey moving forward as far as the NFL and your future pro prospect? Just the floor is yours, my brother.
I always shout out to my mom. I always shout out to my granny. I always shout out to my everybody. Everybody that's close to me, shout out to everybody. Long live my dog Pooler.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Once
sir.
again, this is Dee Anderson. D, man, thank you so much for taking some time out. We'll look forward to seeing you and your journey moving forward. Thank you again. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.